I think is what I pushed.
Rick, start.
You guys can
Okay.
recording. Okay. So, welcome to our Freedom Tribe team call tonight, you guys. We haven't had, Claire.
No. I was like, what? Oops, sorry.
We haven't had a Zoom team call in a really long time, so I'm kind of excited just for to see your guys' faces, but also for people to see the recording and I think see everybody. And I hope these start to grow, over time, especially with the new vibe and energy that I feel the coaches who are working the business are starting to have and move towards that. Those of you who really want to make this business work, you'll start showing up to these and bring that energy, and we're all just kind of going to go together. So that's a huge reason why I created a new team page for Freedom Tribe. The old team page that we had, you guys, I had when I first created a team page. So there was a ton of just clutter in that group and so much stuff in the file section, so much stuff in the pictures that is just not relevant to how we work our businesses now. So instead of trying to delete things and clear people out, I just said it was time to declutter, create a whole new group. And those of you who are ready to run and are running, you'll join and we'll do it together starting now is day one, it's a fresh new start, new month. Well, not really a new month because it's the 12th, but you guys get it. New group, new energy, new vibe. So if you're watching the recording and you haven't gotten into that group yet, do that soon. Otherwise, tonight I'm super excited. Last week I talked about the 500 PV, but I did it and my volume wasn't on, and I'm not going to recap that whole thing because I talked for 30 minutes. I was so mad when I
was watching too. I'm like, I can't hear you.
I was so mad, and I was in it, and I was and I get done, and Nick texted me. He's like, oh, he tried calling me, and he was like, oh, what were you doing? I was like, well, I just did a whole 30-minute team call with the volume off. I'm not. But anyways, I digress. So Michelle and Claire are going to talk about the 500 PV, which we've been talking about, I feel for the last month and a half. And this is super game changer, you guys, if you will implement what they're going to talk about, because it starts with our mindset. We all know that. You can do inviting, you can do workouts and drink your shake, but if we're not working on our mindset and really working on our mindset and just having that belief and knowing what, I don't know, just meeting people where they're at too, so they're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to get into all their stories and that kind of stuff, but these two I'm super excited because I'm even what are you guys doing? How is your new coach training going? What are you, I'm super excited to just hear what they're talking about too. Or so I'm just going to hand it over to you guys because I'm excited to learn from you guys too. So I'm
all right. I will take over then. Yay! Hello, I'm Michelle. If you are watching this and you are new to me, I'm Michelle. I'm a coach. I've been coaching for 4.5 years. And I won't go into my story. You can follow my page if you want to. It's facebook.com/spiritualfitnessgoddess. So I have all my stuff over there if you want to follow me, and you can find my story over there. Where I wanted to start tonight is really kind of where Claire and I kind of got together. I think it's a pivotal thing to just kind of go a little bit of backstory on us, and brings us up to where we are today. And I won't go too long into it, but basically 2 years ago, Claire and I found each other through another coach, her upline. She's no longer part of the team. But we were kind of brought together oh, well, you two have the same kind of goals. Why don't you talk to each other? And it was just oh, hey, by the way. And so January of 2016, Claire and I got onto a vision board webinar together. And it was that vision board webinar, basically kind of the group that we're in. I don't know if you guys are in part of the Get Rich Like a Bitch book club group. But that night was a pivotal change for our business relationship and our friendship relationship, because we were able to kind of start breaking blocks and beliefs and patterns and habits from that night. And as we grew as success partners and going through, we really started to shift from what the old school way of business was for us into this new school way of business. And I really think that having a success partner or success pod of people to transition into this is very helpful and important. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. I don't know if that really helps anything. I just feel like we came from a mindset of very lack, very fearful, very scared. I actually cried for the first time that night after like years. Claire made me cry. She didn't make me cry. I was trying to cry and I didn't want to, and she was like, "Nah, bitch, you need to cry right now." So sorry if there's kids around, guys. So we started at a place of fear, and our intention was coming from a place of fear and lack. And so as we progressed and started growing and removing blocks and all this stuff inside, we've been able to transition from the lack mindset into the abundant mindset. And as we transition, we realized that the Success Club culture no longer felt good for us independently and collectively as success partners. It didn't feel good, and it still felt like a place of lack, and it was a tug of war between where we were going and where we were. And so when we stumbled upon this 500 PV, it really just kind of opened up and changed everything. And it really goes along now with the mindset of abundance, or the thought process of joy and love instead of fear and scarcity and lack. So that was kind of a long thing, but I felt like, I guess it needed a transition. So I'm going to hand it over to Claire, and she's going to talk about what the mindset of a 500 PV coach is. And then basically we're kind of going to just go into what we do as how we do a 500 PV, like how we focus and like what we've transitioned. And then we'll just kind of play off each other because that's what we do anyway. So off to you, Claire Bear.
Hi. Sorry.
Hashtag mom.
That didn't really work. So I'm Claire. I've been a coach for almost 3 years now. And whenever I came into this business, I was very controlling. And I didn't really realize how controlling I really was. Can you guys?
You're kind of going in and out, but yeah.
Oh, I wonder, because my internet is not the best right now. So I hope if it gets too bad, I'm just going to hand it back to her and sorry. But so just kind of let me know how it goes. So when I first started, I was very controlling. I'm a Virgo, and I'm realizing that as a Virgo, that is that can be a weakness, but it can also be a strength, right? And so I came into this and I looked for anything in this business that I could use as a standard for me to try to control my success. And for me, that was Success Club. And so those points, those points, I like almost became addicted. Mm-hmm. And every single month, I didn't hit 5, 10, 20, I felt like I had failed. So I would do everything that I could just to hit those points. And that included not meeting people where they're at. And I missed out on a lot of conversations, a lot of friends, a lot of really helping people where they're at, because I only wanted to help them in the way that I wanted to help them. And that was in challenge, which there's a lot of value in the challenge packs, but it's not for everybody. Some people, they can't, afford it. Maybe they can't, they don't feel as though they really need the whole thing. So maybe they just want the shakes or bod or whatever. So Hannah, I need for you to leave. That is super distracting. Thank you. Anyway, and so really the biggest shift for me is it was to shift away from that as my control and to allow using the 500 PV method and really just talking to people, asking questions, the right questions, finding out the help that they need. Hannah, in the other room, please. And and then I have a goal for 500 PV and not Success Club. So
Right.
And I think, can I chime in for a second? I think like the super important thing here is like Success Club isn't bad, but I think what happened was, and I was the same way, like we started gearing away from like meeting people where they're at and leaving people on the table, you know, like, oh, someone can't afford it. So we say, okay, well, next month I'll check in, instead of being like, well, we have all this other crap that it's not crap, but all these other things that we can offer people instead of just a challenge pack, you know, just for Success Club. And I think that's the biggest like takeaway of the whole thing too.
Well, and the thing that is really the focus of our training, and I mean that's really the training that I'm marketing, is the healthy formula. And what focusing on 500 PV mindset allows us, like Claire says, first of all, it allows us to be able to serve more and allow more opportunity to help. But by using the healthy formula, what we can do is we can help them fill in the gaps of what's missing in their life, right? The missing links, the missing parts. So somebody may have really great nutrition. They may love their Vega shake, you know, which is the only other shake, like Claire and I agree on this, the only other shake that I really would support in any other way. But you know, if they're doing that and they just really want like a great workout program, or if they want, you know, then I'm just going to offer them the bod. You know, I'll offer them everything, but then work around to see what it is that they really truly need. And if they don't need everything, I'm not going to offer them everything. I'm always offering the options for them to look like, here's the plate of everything that you could enjoy. What would help you feel better, like you are progressing into success with whatever goal it is that you're having? Because a human need is progress. Success isn't the actual human need, progress is. And so by us being able to focus on a 500 PV mindset, we can help them fill in the gaps with the healthy formula, and and they can feel progress, and that progress turns into success, and then that creates raving fans of the programs, of the products. And it happens in steps with people. Some people are ready to dive right in. They're like, let's do this, I'm all in, everything, performance line, everything. And other people are not ready for that yet. And so by being able to remove the focus on just Success Club, and open it up to all opportunities, then we can provide a smorgasbord of progress to people. And that is really what builds the momentum, at least my personal belief and thought on that.
And I think that the 500 PV mindset is sort of the breeding ground for all of that, you know, other stuff. Right. Of all that happens when you have the 500 PV mindset of, I'm going to help everybody and I'm not going to leave them empty-handed. Amy Silverman speaks of like never leaving anybody empty-handed, and that's so true. We legit have something for everybody, whether it's a free trial of bod, or it's, you know, the derm, or it's a, you know, whatever. We seriously have something for everybody. And you know, and also it left me feeling like really unfulfilled, because I wasn't helping anybody really. And I was getting so frustrated, and I was like, I just want to help people, but I'm not. And I couldn't make the connection until I realized some of the things just this past probably in the past months or so, I've really dug deep. And guys, personal development is so important. And this is why, is because we have things standing in our way. So here is us, and here is where we want to be. In between is all the shit that we have just piled on, throughout the 20, 30, 40 years. And you have to slowly kind of, chip all of that stuff. And that is the reason you are not successful, is because you have these belief patterns standing in your way. And once you identify those and pull them out, it's almost like so clear, and you can see, you're like, this is where I've been screwing up for so long. And that's how I was unintentionally sabotaging my business, is I was not. But the cool part is you can pay attention to those feelings, and you can say, that is my guidance, and that is telling me that there's something not right in this business and I need to fix it. And that's how I knew. I was like, Michelle, I have to fix something. And so then we kind of really to dive in, and here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, a lot of people right now are awakening to certain things, and a lot of people don't understand beliefs or mindset or things of that nature. And so a way to kind of understand or grasp this, if this is new to you, is thinking, beliefs are pretty much ideas that were given to us that we have held on to and completely blocked out any other idea that could happen. And so that block and holding on to that idea created habits. And so we created these habits that continue to block other things. And so like Claire said, here we are, and here's where we want to be. And this whole area right here is all the ideas of what we think we can't have. So the idea that I can't have success, the idea that I'm not worthy of success, these are all beliefs that she's talking about. And so I just wanted to kind of clarify that for people who are possibly new to the idea of a belief or a mindset. Our mindset is truly the state of our mind. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. And so that's where we're coming from. And so by shifting from focusing on just controlling in those points and shifting into helping no matter what, leaving nobody empty-handed, we're going to automatically grow into getting those points naturally. Mm-hmm. So just kind of wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Did you want to talk about how we're doing it now, with events and just different things like that? We can step away from the mic part and kind of go in.
Yeah, if you want to talk about Facebook like pages and stuff, and then I can talk about Instagram.
Okay. So I recently dove into my like page. It's been pretty amazing, actually. I feel as though people choose to follow me there, and I can be more of me, right? Because I'm like, this is my tribe, these people love me. And so it's like a really empowering thing, right? And so, and also Facebook, they want for you to not promote your business on your personal page. They want for you to do it on your page. And so they give you all these cool tools. Okay, you can promote ads, you can run events, they give you insights. They had it to where if somebody shows up to your like page and you're active on Facebook, they will pop up a little thing saying, message Claire, she's active right now, or something like that. It's really cool. And you can, set up all these fun things. But anyway, and so really what I'm doing is I'm just really putting myself out there in a really, 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 really big way. I'm being very vulnerable and just sharing with people who I am and the things that love and all of that, right? And because before I was only kind of really, I was not playing big. And so I had to invite a lot of people, be a messenger and all of that, because I was trying to overcompensate for the fact that I wasn't putting myself in their path. They weren't seeing enough of me. So I had to overcompensate and do on the slide, you know. And whereas now I'm in people's faces a lot more than I ever have been. And so they don't have any choice but to see me. And if they see me and they don't like who I am and what I'm doing, then they obviously are not for me. But that's making sure that I'm showing up for the people that are here for me and the people that I'm supposed to have on my team and, you know, challenge groups and stuff. And so I use events. I've been only inviting through events now, unless I'm having a conversation and it just kind of naturally flows out, you know, an invite, because I still believe that happens, but the bulk of my invites are through events. And I'm making super sure that I'm consistent every single month, and I run a sneak peek, a free group, and then a paid group of some kind. And a paid group can be clean week, it can be a challenge group, kind of whatever you feel comfortable doing. But it's important that we have something for people to invite to, we have something for people to plug into every single month. Or what are you really doing as a business owner if you're not getting something to do? That I struggle with that big time. And then I'm like, well, why doesn't anybody want to join me? Well, Claire, because they don't know what you're doing. They don't know. They are so confused. You have them so confused. And so it's important to share, but also don't feel like you are being salesy if you're putting your stuff out there, because people have to know that you are. So that's really a lot of what I'm doing. You know, I'm just really going all in and being me in a really big way and knowing that that's enough.
Yeah.
Do a question for you quick.
Yeah.
When you say, for people who don't know this, because not a lot of people are in like the Jesse Reagan training. What do you mean when you say like you're playing big, or you're going big, or you're being in people's faces, or, you know, like, what does that maybe look like in your social media? Like, because it doesn't look like you're going big as like Beachbody coach salesy, here's what I have to sell. Like what does that look like? How is that different from like maybe what you were doing, if that makes sense? You know, like, can you give like examples?
Yeah. So like, I am no longer fearful of being me. In the past, I felt as though I had to make everybody happy, and I had to work with everybody, and I had to kind of throttle myself so everybody would like me. And so when I say go big, I'm no longer hiding who I am to protect other people's feelings. I am who I am, and if you don't like it, you can go follow someone. You know what I mean? And so, and also, I was a little bit ashamed of being in an MLM. I'm not going to lie. I had belief systems in place that held me really being passionate about this business, our products. And so a little bit of me was hesitant to even say Beachbody or anything like that. So if you're feeling as though maybe you want to, like, you know, that you think you're being, you know, salesy and all of that stuff, well, make sure that it's not because you're uncomfortable with the job that you have. Because if you are, you're not going to attract people to you, and you're not going to have a very successful business if you're ashamed of the business that you're a part of. And I was ashamed for a really long time until I kind of worked through that. Just recently, by the way, I kind of worked through that.
Yeah, and you know, to kind of help and kind of lead into how to go big, and how to be in people's faces, is really doing the vital behaviors and actually doing them. A lot of coaches, myself included, by Banana, a lot of coaches, myself included, say we're talking the talk, but the walk is not happening. And when you actually start doing the actual vital behaviors, when you are showing up every single day, when you are being proof the product works. Now, there's confusion on being proof the product works. Being proof the product works is, yes, getting results, but results are different for every body. And so your results are your results to your personal journey, your personal body. Claire's results are her results. My results are my results. And so we're all, when we're being proof that the product is working, you're seeing things. Our hair is possibly getting healthier. Our skin is getting healthier. Our communication is getting healthier. You'll notice in certain pictures, the energy of the picture is getting healthier. So there's so many different ways of being proof that the products work. Also, being proof that the products work, the products tie hand in hand with personal development, and part of your vital behaviors, which is personal development. And I'll agree with Claire. I tell everybody who comes into my team, 95% of your business is personal development. 95%. Your business will not grow beyond you. And just recently, 4.5 years in the game here, I realized that it's okay to do the work. And the work is not so much the external work, not the, hey girl, because I no longer send hey girls. I no longer send out invites per day. I no longer send out brand new messages. I don't send out a ton of independent messages. What I do is I post everything on my stories and everything on my page. And I invite people 3 to 4 times a day just in my stories and posts. And so by posting that and by doing that, I am, first of all, letting people know what I do. I'm being very clear as to telling them who I'm looking for. And then it also gives me an opportunity to interact. So I do most of my stuff in interactions on people's posts. And that's what Facebook and Instagram and your social medias want. They want you to be social on a social platform. And so if you're just out there spamming people with, hey girl, thanks for liking my post. Are you on a health and fitness journey too? This is things that I have been doing for years that has not brought me success. It's brought me, oh, are you trying to sell me something? Or what post did I like? I don't know which one. Or, you know, certain things like that without even interacting and seeing if there was any sort of connection with that other person via the social media platform. So my power hour is different now. My power hour consists of tons of interaction with people, following people's stories, commenting on their stories, commenting on posts, tagging other people in other posts, hitting friend requests to people who I'm communicating with on these interaction posts, interacting in groups, putting my name out there, going big, going bold, going bright, and it takes the personal development. It takes the vital behaviors. It takes the proof. It takes the Shakeology. It takes the personal development. It takes the connection, the sharing, the inviting process. So many people, there's a one track mentality on this invite process, and a lot of people get stuck thinking that the invitation process is only just to a group or only just to a challenge. The invitation process is an invitation process to your life. It's an invitation process for them to step up into their life. It's an invitation process for them to show up. And so by you being the example of the invitation process, it starts to naturally happen. And so messaging people when they when they like your picture, or or they're commenting on one of your posts or something like that, then you can message them and be like, I really connect with that. How are you working through? And like, you'll have genuine questions. You'll build a genuine relationship, a genuine connection, and then the invite to whatever the missing link is for their healthy formula will happen naturally. So that's.
Do you want to touch on the
Question.
healthy formula, since you've said that a couple times? Since I think I touched on it last week, but we know how that call went because I was mute.
So sorry.
The healthy formula is basically fitness, nutrition, support, accountability, environment equals success. Okay. Now, whatever people need, not everybody needs all of the above at one time. Our goal for most people, they don't have all of the above already, or they don't have a portion of it, which is, you know, why they're struggling at a certain time, right? So offering the challenge pack, the all access, all that stuff like that, the whole kit and caboodle is where we want to start if they're at a place of confusion or not where to go. But if you're talking with people, and let's say someone already really loves the gym, they go to like 4 classes a week, they go to spin all the time, and then they run, and they do all these things that I don't do, but they don't have a really good nutritional support shake. They really want something, you know, so then really their particular healthy formula would just be to get them into Shakeology. That would fill in that particular missing link for that person. So if somebody is coming and let's say they already have Shakeology, they love it, they're one of your customers, you know, they have Shakeology, they have BOD, but you know what? They're really not getting the energy that they want for their workout. So even if they are a customer of yours, as we want to continue to maintain good customer service, retain customers, help them continue to see progress, helping them being, okay, well, Energize would be a great support for that. So let's fill in that missing link, and there's your healthy formula for that particular moment in time. And then as they progress, their formula will shift, same as us, all of us personally. So that's my take on the healthy formula. I mean, it could be a different perspective from some people, but that's how I see it. So
I don't think we talked much about Emerald Factor.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You go ahead, or you want me to?
You could go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. So an Emerald Empire is really the sister to a 500 PV mindset. U+2 is really kind of the functionality that you want to go in. And building an Emerald Empire is really how the points and the volume really starts to go on. And instead of, there's 2 ways that you can reach 500 PV. You can go out and try and have like all these coaches and all of these people get their 90 PV from their Shakeology reorders, and 1 person at a time and 1 person at a time, and like selling and retails and all of this stuff. Or you can help 1 person help 2 people, and then help that person who's helping 2 people help 2 more people each person. And so by helping 1 person, I'm going to just bring this up. Basically, the Emerald Empire is pretty much the same layout as what Rob Pearson talked about on the Vitals. The Emerald Empire is you getting results, okay? And then you helping another person get results, and then you helping that person help somebody else get results, right? That's the same mentality. You help and bring on somebody else to get started on their business, their journey, their dreams of what they want. And you help this person help 2 more people. And then what you do as the leader, we dive deep, right? We want to go wide, and we want to go deep. And we want to do this with our teams. And so by creating an Emerald Empire, we can help the first person help 2 people. Then we can help this person as one of the 2 people, help them help 2 people, and help this coach help them. And then that coach can help those people help 2 people. And I think, Claire, I know we have the slide in our drive, but there's a whole formula on how many to reach 500 PV. I think it's really just 2 layers down.
Yeah. It's that coach gets 2, then those 2 get 2, then those 2 get 2.
Right. Okay. So
it's 3 down from like me.
Right. And that's the 7,500 PV for that, right?
750. Yeah. Which is even more of like a solid base.
Mm-hmm. So really just like helping it's really just doing that. It's you getting results. You're helping somebody else get results and help them help other people get results. And then by having a duplicatable system, that's the training that Claire and I have really, designed is it's a duplicatable training for anybody in any downline, because it's not so much the logistics how-to, because there's really no how-to that we do. It's not really how you do it. It's the energy and the intention behind what you do and the feeling of it. And so the training that we have is really just designed to be duplicatable, so that way we can help coaches get into the right state of mind to help themselves and then help others and then help that person help others. So it's the ripple, it's the butterfly, it's the domino, it's all of that. And we really are, and I say this all the time, as Beachbody coaches who are like, if you're really doing this and we're really coming from this mindset of service and value and confidence and all of these things, we really can change the world one person at a time.
Exactly. And it's so easy. Like, I feel so much less pressure now that I can say, my goal every single month is 500 PV. And, and at some point it's more than that, obviously. And just sign.
Yeah, duplicate it weekly.
Yeah. And then sign 2 coaches. Even so, I just kind of want to throw this out there to you guys. Pete Pena, he had a video and I love him. He is one of the founding coaches. He makes $3 million a year. It's insane. And he said that if a coach signs up one coach every single month and they help each of those coaches sign up a coach, you will have 4,000 people in a year in your downline. Amazing. And I have been struggling for 2.5 years, 3 years with Diamond and getting really nowhere. And I could have been focused on this simple system, and I could have helped so much more people, had a way bigger income, and felt way more fulfilled if I had just not gone so big so fast. I think it's almost a greedy mentality when we are focused on rank, and I hesitate to say greedy because I know that there are people that enjoy that, but you've got to start at the basics. Basics is always servitude. It has to be servitude, or your whole business is just bogus.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk is we're so good at this, Lauren. Gary, 4 years we've been interrupting each other. Duct tape. 4 years. You're just gonna mute and talk. There you go. 4 years we would do this. But Gary Vaynerchuk says we give 51%, we receive 49%. So when you are focusing, first of all, I recommend Jab, 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 Right Hook. I recommend the Thank You Economy. I recommend there's one more book, Failing Forward. And truly, when we are patient and we give more than when we give more without any expectation to receive, without an attachment to an outcome of any sort, and we are just living and sharing and inviting people to feel pretty freaking rad, then it's going to happen, and it's going to happen naturally. And then the volume's going to come up, and then the success club, and then the rank, and then the income, and then that's going to build up momentum, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then before you know it, you're making $3 million a year, no longer working in the mortgage industry that's been sucking your life.
I think too, with that though, you have to have the vision of where you want to go. Because you can be doing all the stuff every single day, but if you're like, don't know that you want to go big, that like you don't know where you want to go, you're not going to get where you want to go, you know?
Exactly.
And you have to start somewhere. Right. And the place to start is really the vital behaviors.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. And honestly, guys, like I faked this for a really long time until I actually felt it. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm like, I didn't really truly in my heart want to help people. I had to figure out why that is and what was holding me back. And I had to get real and, you know, tell myself, Claire, you really don't truly want to help people. You are actually kind of being selfish. And so I had to figure out why and understand kind of all of the inner, you know, all of that crap. And then it got a whole lot easier, but I had to fake it first. And yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I think a thing that I've learned from Melanie Mitro, who is the #1 coach in the company for 3 years in a row. And what I've learned from her is grit and grace. And I think having a 500 PV mindset allows us to relax into that grit and into that grace. I used to be hustle, 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 hustle. And I even tried to do a spiritual bypassing of doing aligned hustle, and that doesn't work. What works is really showing up for yourself, showing up, and by showing up for yourself, you're just showing others that they can too. And that's truly just the idea, the mindset, the intention that I have now as shifting from Rank and Success Club solely to a smorgasbord.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for me.
That's all I had, I think.
My daughter. But were there any other questions?
Questions?
That's a question.
Oh. What a question? You have a question? Oh.
She said, I heard, are you done yet? That was a question.
Oh, yeah, Hannah. Mom, are you done now?
So,
okay.
I'm good. Yeah, so, yeah.
Let's record it. And if anyone has questions that are watching the recording, feel free to tag anybody. Tag these two, or you can tag me too in the team page. So I will try and get this up in a timely manner on YouTube. YouTube isn't always my friend, but I'll try and get it up in a timely manner.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, thanks for getting on, you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.